Hello and welcome to the Canmore Town Council Canada interviews. This morning I'm here with Karen Marra. The Bow Valley has been Karen's home for 50 years of it living in Canmore. Along with her husband Phil, they've raised their two sons here, and now their two sons are raising their families here too. Karen is currently serving her second term on Canmore Town Council. Let's hear a little bit more about her. Karen, how do you plan to balance Canmore's growth with preserving its small town character and surrounding natural areas?
Well, that's a tough one because there's always going to be growth that changes the character of our town. I like to remain committed to a common sense approach in development, respecting the environment, and also looking at the character of homes, buildings, not just cookie cutter buildings, but looking at history, looking future, what's environmentally friendly, the whole gamut of what would I say, development.
Great,
Yeah.
great. And what strategies will you support to manage tourism so it benefits our economy without overwhelming local infrastructure or housing availability?
Okay, that's a tough one. As you know, Banff, Canmore, Lake Louise, the whole area is facing sort of, I guess the word is over-tourism is what people are using, and it's across the world, it's not just us. So I see supporting initiatives like we have fare-free transit in Canmore, which also helps alleviate some of the traffic that's on our roads. It allows our tourists to get around, moving around from different destinations like Quarry Lake, or go have a dinner out on the Bow Valley Trail or downtown. It gets you around the whole community. And I think education to our tourists. I don't know how we communicate that to them, but just respecting that our area is sensitive environmentally.
Great, great. Affordability of housing is a very hot topic here in Canmore. What solutions would you propose and support to increase the supply of affordable and workforce housing for our local residents?
Okay, well, I like to use the word attainable. Anyone that talks to me about affordability is I like to use the word attainable when it comes to housing, because what's affordable for you, for me, for my kids, for future generations is all different and relative to your income. I support the initiatives like we have the 100 Palliser, the CCH program going ahead. We have a partnership with the YWCA that's going ahead. It's about supporting all initiatives so that we can all live here and have a good life and, work, live, play, and enjoy our environment.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about public infrastructure. How much of Canmore's infrastructure, especially underground Main Street and some of our water systems and roads, are aging in need of investment and repair? How would you prioritize investments in the roads, trails, water systems, and public transportation?
I know our department in the town, the admin, has a good handle on the aging and what's functioning well and what's not functioning or looks like it could fail in the very near future. And they also look at projects that are happening. So they do the work, the underground work, and existing exterior work around that area as they're repairing or replacing and doing infrastructure. And I also I support making reserves, because we have reserves at the town where we put money aside, and then you can fall back when you do have bigger expenses. You have at least somewhere to start with besides applying for grants. We have the reserve to fall back on, which can get the project started. And so that's what I support.
Great, thank you. Downtown sounds like it's going to be changing quite a bit more in the next 10 years. So what is your vision for the future of Canmore's downtown core and commercial districts?
When I look at the downtown core, and like I said, when it comes to even housing, I like to, it's necessarily is at Main Street, is downtown, the bigger area. We have an approved downtown ARP, which has a lot of good in it, and how it progresses over the next 25, 30 years will be great and wonderful, I think, most of it. And I like to see connectivity to downtown from other areas town. So in an economic thought process is like, how do we connect other areas and flow through or into or out of and into other areas? So the vision is to maintain character as in same like built form.
Great. So far, Canmore has been very lucky with wildfires. What climate adaptation or mitigation strategies would you champion to make Canmore more resilient to wildfires, flooding, or other climate-related risks?
So currently, we're championing as in our emergency management group, I guess you would call it, where we're applying for grants to do fire smarting. So doing some clear cutting. We also have some programs that allows our group to come in and assess your property, which will also help with, they can identify things that would be something that would help ignite a fire that if a wildfire should come in. As far as climate initiatives, that was part of the question. Is a resilience is, there's so many things we can do and think of. When you think of climate resiliency, I think of this is your planet. It's just like your home. You want to, you tidy it, you clean it, you do your best with what you have. So I think doing the organics program, we've done, we also have done the flood retention structure, which is, will serve the community well. We also look at steep creek mitigation, which of course everything has dollars attached to it. So it's a priority base, and hopefully we don't, really face some of these things that could be intense.
That's, at least those kind of events really do tend to pull a community together.
Yes, they do.
That might be the only positive I can find.
Yes, that's right.
Let's talk a little bit about arts and culture. How do you see the town supporting arts, culture, and recreational opportunities that can strengthen community life?
I think there's a few initiatives out there that are either led by the town or by like Arts Place. We have a big biking community. We have a big sports and athletic community. And I really like, there's certain initiatives, and one that really comes to mind is the bike park. So that was a community-led initiative, and the town supported it. And it's I live up on that side of the valley, and it is a very well-used site for young folks, and I see a lot of people that are older folks using it too. So yeah, those kind of initiatives, yeah.
Great. They say it takes a village. So how will you involve residents in making major decisions and make council more transparent and accountable to the community?
So since I've been on council, I've been, I feel we're transparent. I feel we involve the community. I'd like to see more people sign up for our newsletters because that informs them of what's coming up. And we're always open, and the community councillors should be open to ideas and from the community. Engagement, we do have different workshops and accessibility to all of us too. Like if anyone has an idea or they want to find out about what's happening, there's newsletters, there's emailing your counselor, there's phoning counselors. And I have always and have not ever not met with any community member that wants to meet with me for transparency, for what's going on, the process. So that's how I would do that.
Having been on council before, what are you most proud of?
Most proud of, excuse me. For me personally, is the organics program, because I have seen it come full circle where we now have the bins. You see, we have a good, we're still working on it, but a good input from our community. And then you see it come back to our community in the realm of its soil. And people are lined up and booked to come and get that soil and use it for their gardens, their lawns, etc. So that's something I'm really proud of. And I'm also proud of, we've had a lot of several CCH homes come online. So, that are for families. And we have, a little community. I think of the one over by what used to be called the old daycare lands. And that's been a successful project. I know I only came on board as it was already in process, but that's something that I was proud to be part of. And I'm also proud of that we are looking forward to the Palliser area development. So there's going to be, you know, bigger and more, not bigger, but more homes available for our families to build our community.
Thank you. And what, if anything, will you bring different to the table should you be reelected?
I'm not sure if it's different, but it's more in consistency, knowing where I come from, as in common sense. Really take to heart what the community has to say through public hearings, through people that I have chats with. So I would say I'm open to anything that's different, but I also think maybe we could, that I would do different is maybe even have a quarterly, not town hall, but myself, a table like this where I can sit down and community members can come in, because not everybody's good at emailing or on the phone, but if they see you somewhere, they'll come and sit and drop in and have a chat with you. I'm already feel that I do that because I have spent many an hour in the grocery store, and I mean hour, talking to our residents, and it makes me feel good because they feel they can confide in me, they can express their feelings to me. So, and that's my job, is to represent them.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today, Karen. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.
You can see all the candidates' interviews on our YouTube channel, CanmoreAlberta.com, and you can learn more about the candidates on the upcoming forums. A full schedule is on the Town of Canmore website, and don't forget to vote on October 20th.
Thank you.
Thanks.